Hello and welcome to What's on the Tape, where I take tapes from 40 years ago that originally worked on a ZX Spectrum and attempt to load them now. But even if we don't manage to load them now, there's a good chance that we'll be able to find them on something called PlayZX in the description below, and we'll be able to play it then. So without further ado, let's have a look at these tapes. Okay, so we have 3 tapes in front of us just because there's 5 games basically. Last week we played about 6 or 7 games, but this week we've got 5 games. They're a bit bigger this time round. So we have in front of us, we've got Heathrow Air Traffic Control, and I think we may even have instructions for this one. We do, look, we have instructions. There we go, we've got the Heathrow Air Traffic Control instructions. Oh God, look how small they are. This is the text back in the day, look at that, you can barely read it. Even if you zoom in on your screen right now, you're not going to be able to see that. But so there's a lot of instructions on being an air traffic controller. I assume there is. I would assume there was a. Oh my goodness, there's sellotapes everywhere in here. Look, air traffic controller. Oh, it's on the back, just the back of it. Wow. That might not. No, dear, I broke it. That might not go too well because that looks like an awful lot of work. We also have on this tape, as you can see it there, one-day cricket, something I'm not particularly good at. But I fancied the air traffic controller thing. I saw it there and I thought we've got to give that a try. So we'll see if that one works. And one-day cricket, as I say, it loads in 2 parts. I'm assuming there's a league and a sort of like an instruction bit and then something else. So we've got that one. We've also got the train game. This is really good, the train game. It's surprisingly popular on my YouTube channel. You can actually find the actual game being played there. There's tracks A's and B's on here. So actually maybe 2 loads on here. So basically it's a game, it's a puzzle game about changing the tracks that they're on. So I can't remember what that's called when you change the tracks that they're on. But anyway, it's you work in a sort of one of those. Well, you change them by pushing buttons. You'll see anyway when it loads. And we've also got Atic Atac, and I brought my copy of Atic Atac out so that you can see the cover because I mentioned it last week about this sort of cult-like figure there and this guy coming out of here and a little sort of wizardy thing. This is the ultimate play of the game. It's really good. I really loved this game back in the day. Wrong around tape. So he's put the infinite poke on there. Well, yeah, I really loved this back in the day. These are the same people that are rare nowadays. So we've got Atic Atac as well, and then this one says it only has 1 on it, and it's good old W.H. Smith's tape, and it says it's got Zoom, which is actually a really good game. And the only thing that really stands out for me with Zoom is the fact that it starts with the Star Wars music. It's really funny. Anyway, without messing around any further with these, we're going to get them into a tape drive. Okay, so the tape is in the drive, so we'll go down to our favourite, which is basic, and load dit or load speech marks, and we'll put that in there. We'll load up our old Spectrum. We'll get it fired up and working. So, how are you all today? Have you had a good weekend thus far? I hope so. Not working too hard. I'm not working. I'm playing Spectrum games with you. Also got a beverage. I hope you've got a beverage too. Always worth having a cup of coffee. Handy on the side. I've got back to the Dow outputs at the moment. We're liking that. So we're about to become an air traffic controller. What could go wrong? So this is obviously back in the early 80s. They used ZX Spectrums to run the majority of Heathrow, Gatwick, and anywhere else that they built at the time. I can't think of any other airports, Birmingham maybe. They used Spectrums to run the entire system. I don't think they did, but considering this is one of those things, isn't it? I've discussed this before that we've had so many simulations. I mean, there was Flight Sim that was put out by Scion and from on the Sinclair brand. Yep, I can even see a copy on the shelf right now. So they brought out Flight Simulators. It was quite amazing. You've got these tiny little 48K machines with a sort of generic processor. So nothing's particularly exciting. Oh my God, it's loaded already. This is very worrying. Slow traffic, basic vectoring. Some exercises. Demonstration.
exercise 4 emergency, exercise 6 plus. Hang on, that doesn't make sense. The numbers are wrong here. Slow. Sorry, the numbers don't make sense. Exercise 2, exercise 3 is on exercise 4. 5 is a right, okay. Oh, it's doing demonstration. Oh my god, it is proper vectoring and all kinds of stuff going on. It's quite amazing, though, that the Spectrum was capable of... do you know something? I bet a Spectrum could have run the air traffic control back in the 80s. I bet it would have done as well. Or it could have done. I think it was all human, wasn't it? Still is to some extent. Or still mostly human nowadays. I think that there's a belief that the machines can't do it very particularly well. And I think that's probably true. Because what machines don't do, even the vast, AI bubble that we're currently in, even that bubble of whatever else it is, although it's good at going through data, it's not good at seeing the common sense in that data, i.e., will the plane A is going to crash into plane B, or in this case it's Kilo 7 or Alpha 6 or Foxtrot 7, because I'm doing the letters on the screen, or Papa 7. That it isn't capable. My God, this isn't. I'm just watching this and I'm already feeling overwhelmed. That's very overwhelming. Can I type? Did I type something there? It's actually playing. I don't know what's playing though. Say again. I've just pushed. You're talking to the planes. This is crazy. Wow. Can you imagine? This is for somebody who's really into air traffic control, I think. B7, right. Roger. What have I done? I've told B7 to go right. B7's there. There's going to be some major crashes going on here shortly. I can actually push buttons and be involved with it. Hey. I'm just typing buttons randomly into it. Altitude. We've got to change the altitude. Roger. Altitude 7. That's 7 feet off the ground. This is bad news. That can't. You can't go to 7 feet off the ground. I don't even know what I'm looking at though. I mean, look at the number of stats here. No wonder the blooming paperwork was massive. Well, it's a good start though for what's on the tape. The first game is loaded, or the first simulation of a simulation of a air traffic control system. This would be a radar normally. This would be swiping round as a radar and showing you the movements of the planes as they go. I'm sure that a near miss is something defined as something at sort of quarter of a mile or something similar. I think if anything goes past itself in closer than quarter of a mile, that's a near miss. They do this, would you believe, with the RAF as well. So the Royal Air Force. This is with. I mean, it must be a different level when you're doing it with speeds when planes are increasing to sort of 700, 800 miles per hour, or not. I don't know how many in that is knots. Knots is kind of like 3 times the value of it, isn't it? Knots is it's a weird one. Knots is used nautically as well. So there's nautical knot as well, rather than not as in airspeed. It's very confusing. I wonder if this is basic, though. I'm going to press the brake key. Nope, we can't brake. Altitude. Oh, I've no idea. We can't brake it either. Let's see if there's anything else on the tape as we're here. I'm lost. Did anybody actually play Heathrow Air Control? I'm sure somebody did. I bet there's somebody who's really into planes who probably was really, really into that. That was a kind of a game that they would have really liked. Seems quite quiet. Not a good start. Might do better with one-day match cricket. For me, cricket was that thing that my grandfather used to watch while drinking copious amounts of either beer or wine on a summer's day in his armchair before falling asleep. Never really got it, I'm afraid. I'm not very good with sports, I'll be honest. I'm really not. I like stats. So stats and sports, that's kind of like that. So I mean, that Heathrow game would probably been as a kid. I'd have probably spent hours trying to learn how that works. I remember my friend saying to me, "What was that game I was obsessed with?" He said to me once. He said, "What game were you obsessed with as a kid?" And I was really obsessed by Buck Rogers' Doomsday. Doomsday. I think it's Doomsday. Anyway, but it had lots of stats in it, and I used to just love the stats, and I used to play it for hours because of the stats. It's a bit like Championship Football Manager. I play that for the stats. I don't play it for anything else. I played 1993, and I still play it to this day because I like the stats. You know, choosing players by stats and then putting them in. I should technically be excellent at fantasy football, and I'm really rubbish at it because real humans don't play like computers, which is a real shame. There's nothing on the list to this tape. It's absolute pure silence. Listen. Yeah, see? Silence. Nothing more on that tape. So we're going to have to go over to the one-day cricket. That was so quick. I was expecting that to run a little bit longer, that one. Oh. Moved my arm on my chair. Right. Just rewinding the tape. There we go. We're ready. We're ready. And one-day cricket, I think this one was given away with your Sinclair as well on the front covers of those magazines. You know, there was, you know, people say that was the beginning of the end for the magazines. I mean, Crash magazine without a tape on the front of it. Some of those early ones that were glorious, especially with the Oliver Frey artwork, and you'll remember it. Things like some kind of weird gimp-like fella with glasses where you could see the Space Invaders being reflected from the screen he was looking at while holding a joystick with sort of metalized teeth. Honestly, that was one of the covers. I'm sure that was like third or fourth edition of the whole thing. You know, King Kong hanging from a building. That kind of artwork. It's just beautiful, by the way. It really is. You know, but those original Crash magazines, quite thick, bit of chunk with them. You know, a fair old amount of stuff. And everybody says it's the beginning of the end when they started putting tapes on the front, and they end up to produce a magazine and produce a tape and mass produce the tapes. It probably was. I mean, let's be honest. There'll be a cost there that really was partially passed on to the consumer. But those tapes was really good. I really like those. I have boxes of those, and I mean quite literally boxes of those tapes. I probably have pretty much every tape that there ever was, kind of thing. I think maybe, I don't know. There was a lot of magazines. Stop the tape. I have stopped the tape. Okay, this is the Spectrum version of League Cricket in which you, the player, can enjoy the thrills of limited over cricket. What the hell's that? Limited over. Oh, right. Okay, overs are the number of times you throw the ball, but nobody knows how that works. Well, I never knew how it worked. You're playing as a John player. You can play in the John player. Oh, see, this is back in the days when cigarettes were a thing. So cigarettes were back in the day. John player would sponsor these things. In fact, the tobacco industry as a whole would sponsor an awful lot of things. I mean, Formula One, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing the Marlboro cigarettes on the front of it, and the artwork and the design and the effort that went into selling these things. These sort of, you know, miniature death sticks, as in Star Wars type thing. There was an awful lot of effort went into these things. I bought a friend a copy of a Formula One sort of annual for the year. It's like an overview, a preview of was it a preview, or maybe it wasn't a preview. Maybe it was the last year's sort of annual. You know, who won, the engines, the machines, blah blah blah. But every other 5 pages, there was a great big cigarette advert from 1986. It was just, you know, and they were super cool. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not condoning smoking cigarettes because I think they're really bad, but I think the same applies to vape nowadays because they're doing the same thing with vaping, but I don't think that has the same knock-on effects. But anyway, they're still researching it. So we've got the World Cup as well, and we've got the Prudential. I don't hear about the Prudential much nowadays. They're an insurance company, aren't they? Cricket, you can even enter your own teams and run real leagues or knockout competitions. Would you like to read the rules and instructions before play? Probably better. God, the red and white is dreadful. What's the greens? It would be green if it's this kind of thing. I don't know. 40 overs and a John plays. Well, that sounds more realistic. I can't even read that. It's just so it's. I'm being blinded at the moment. I'm currently holding my hand up to the screen to avoid the blindingly. Let's move on. Let's move on. You could slow it down, stop it. There's a batsman. Yep, cool. What are the keys? We've got no effect. 1, 2 bowlers. No, I don't know. I want keys. Random numbers, overs. There's a lot of instructions. What the heck is going on there? Ball correction. I feel like this is going to be maths. Not that I mind maths, but this feels like there's going to be a lot of maths. That's a lot of words. There's a lot of words here, people. Oh, there they are, the little people. I just don't know what the keys are. No, I don't want to read the instructions again. Good God, no. I'm blind. I got blind. It's just, yeah. Blinded by cricket. Right. What was I getting at? I can't even remember what I was getting at. I was halfway through a random discussion. I'll tell you what I saw the other day. We played it on the Super 20p Arcade Challenge about a couple of weeks ago. We played RoboCop, and I hadn't realised. I mean, there are at least 3 RoboCop games for the ZX Spectrum. There's actually 1, 2, and 3. I've never seen 3. I have no idea what 3 looks like. I know that there's been some re-releases and remakes, and Northern Games has had a few copies to go out recently, but I've never seen 3. I don't know, is it similar to the previous 2? So the previous 2 were very much, one was very much like the arcade, which was a walk-along game where you could shoot at angles. It's a fantastic game. Fantastic game. It's one of the best in my mind. It looks really good. It plays really well. It's a great shooter. It has great sort of elements of the actual film. 2. I don't think I've ever got 2 to load, to be honest with you. I've got 2. But I've never got it to load properly. They both come in lovely. One comes in a larger cardboard box than the other, but and they were also re-released. At least one of them was on Hit Squad. But fantastic games, really good with the movie. But I'd forgotten, and it was really weird because we'd obviously played the RoboCop game, and I'd forgotten about I knew about the Spectrum versions and whatever else. I'd forgotten about the fact that there was actually a Mega Drive game, a Master System game, and a SNES game of RoboCop versus Terminator. Now, before RoboCop versus Terminator is the Dark Horse comic. Dark Horse Comics back in the day, by the way, they were Aliens, they were Terminator, they were Predator. Well, were they Predator? I think they were. Yeah, they were Predator. They were basically everything amazing. All of the tough, rough stuff. Not the stuff that Marvel's churning out. Literally in the 90s, Marvel were churning out things where... I'm going to use computer teams. Yeah, churning out sort of weird and wonderful stuff. But we'll go into that in a minute. But yeah, so I haven't. So I'm going to have to get that out. I'm going to have a go on RoboCop. I don't know whether to play the Mega Drive version or the SNES version. A SNES version will be nicely coloured and more on the palette, but I think that the Mega Drive version will be the grittier version, more violence in it. Because Sony, I was going to say Sony there, Nintendo at the time. I'm thinking Sony, Nintendo, but then the PlayStation. Anyway, beside, but Nintendo back in the day, even their version of Mortal Kombat had green blood. So maybe it's the Mega Drive version I go for and give it a try. I'm quite kind of looking forward to that. I'll get the old Mega Drive fired up later, I think. Maybe do a video on it. How about that? So we'll do a video on it. Anyway, John Players, World Series, and Prudential. I'm going to go with John Players because it's got less overs involved in it. Press enter to continue. These are our teams. That's cool. Bowlers in order of merit. So better bowlers go out first, I think. That's what it is. I would like to bat. Enter. I would like to continue. Who would I like to bat? Number 1. Oh, hang on. What's the hit button? Oh, there. Do I want to run? No. Oh, he's got it. Oh, I actually pushed 9 buttons. Am I actually doing anything? Yes, I want to run. Yes. No. That's it. I'm actually pushing any buttons. No, he's just doing it himself. So I'm just doing yes and no. This is really digital in that sense. No, I don't want to run. Okay. Select a bowler. I've got to select a bowler. Number 1. Oh, he has bowled. 2 then. No. That's the no ball. He's throwing it. That's definitely going to be out if he gets that one. No. Well, I quite like this because I don't actually have to push any button, just have to say yes or no. Say yes. Oh, run out. Right, okay. Yes, definitely running for that one. And again. Nope. 2 runs there. Oh, yeah. We're going for that. No, no more. Who's going to play now? Who's going to bowl now? 3. I'll take 3. Do I get to choose who bowls then? Oh, yeah. Definitely run that one. No, no more. Oh, I'm going to say yes. No more runs. Yes, definitely. No. This could take a while. No runs. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. No more. Got 2 out of that. No. Select a bowler. Number 4. 4 runs automatically. Yeah, I'm going to make a run. Make another one. Oh, run out, missed. I don't know what that means, though, because... Oh, it's 4 runs. Cook has got 15 thus far. Yep. No, no more. 16 for Cook. We'll try and run this one. No more runs. Number 5. No run. Yeah, let's give that a try. Nope. Score 25 so far. 4 overs. And number 6, please. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, definitely running. Run again. Run again. Oh, no, he's run out. Oh, he's out. He's out. He's out. New batsman number 3 then. I'm quite enjoying this, though, because there's no real cricket involved. There's just, well, there is, but there isn't. There's button pressing. Quite liking it. Seems a little bit more logical now that I've got data involved in it. Yeah, I'm going to give it a go. No more runs. No. No. New bowler. Number 1 again. Yep. That was another 4. We've done it. No. 4 runs. Yes. So the one is the number of outs. How many outs do you have to get for it to be over, though? Not out. I'm going to run this one. Oh, no. Made a mistake there. Run out. So we go, obviously, Lamb. Yes. Hasn't got 6 yet, but he's got 4. That'll do nicely. Number 2. So how many times do you have to bowl then? don't understand how many times you have to get to bowl. No, because that's too close. Nope, that's too close. Nope. Yeah, definitely. Nope, we're going to do that. Oh, yeah. Oh, we missed the run out. Nope. I don't know how the many overs works, though. I don't understand the overs. 8 overs left. Was it 8 overs are done? As how many times do you bowl, though? How many times does a bowler bowl? So confused. 4 runs, yeah, that's fine. I don't understand how many times a bowler bowls, though. What's the... I don't even know what the numbers are. So you've got... Overs, I guess, is the O on the bowling bit. M is the... Is that the outs? That must be the outs. R is the runs that were underneath that bowler. And then the other one's wickets. So when you hit the wicket, which is the bit behind it... Right, okay. I'm still a little fuzzy on the whole ins and outs of the rules. Getting better, though. 4 runs. Definitely running for that one. And again. No more. Oh. Nope. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, I'm a bit fuzzy on the how does the overs work? Extras. I don't know. Let's press escape key and see if we can get into it. We can. It's a nice, lovely, basic program, probably with a bit of machine code in there for the graphics. It's kind of cool. We like that. Yeah, it's all right. It's not been bad so far. I wonder if there's anything else on the tape though. We'll do a little load dit and see. We'll see if we've got anything else. I think it's going to be silent though. I can't have a feeling we'd have a bit of silence here. Yep, nothing so far. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Anyway, I was on about Dark Horse and Co. because they were responsible for Aliens and all your stuff. But anyway, the RoboCop that I'm talking about, the one that was sort of RoboCop versus Terminator, because that's also an awesome concept. That actually was a Dark Horse comic or a set of comics. I don't know how many it was, but it was a run. Basically, RoboCop was responsible for, in that timeline, responsible for the birth of Skynet and robots, because he's a cybernetic human, and he's responsible, or the template for it, and he has to sort of stop the future of the whole thing. It's kind of cool. The idea that franchise overlapped other franchises, which is kind of goes into how the madness of nowadays have got crossover style games for everything. There is crossovers in, if you talk these sort of free to play fear of missing out sort of streamer fodder things like Fortnite or even Call of Duty. Good. Do you know what? Let's have a little think here. Back in the day, were you lucky enough to be one of these people who played the original Call of Duty? Did you play it back in the day when it first came out, when it featured sort of the what was happening with the Russian side of it, and it was a Call of Duty. You were being thrown into the role of a soldier during the Second World War, as sort of either on the Russian side or the American side. The fear and the adrenaline that came with those single player missions that were so much better than the sort of garbage that they're churning out nowadays. I think, though, there are some peak moments. There's Modern Warfare. That was a very good moment for the franchise. But now we just have dodgy characters from everything, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in it, and rap stars and all this kind of stuff. I mean, even S&K to some extent with its latest version of it was Mark of the Wolves, isn't it? Fighting game has footballers in it, soccer players, because, well, yeah. Now, if you got contextually right, yeah, maybe, but it just, honestly, you got to get context, and it kind of rolls into the whole thing with. Oh, that's not very good. The train game's not loading. Train game is not loading. This is a good game as well. We need this to load. Load it. I'll try it again. Put it in the other tape drive here. We'll give it a go. It's very. There's a problem with the sound on this. That's good, solid bars though, nice and stable. Could load, but these crossovers, I don't mind them if they fit. I guess. I mean, I don't play Fortnite. I don't play Call of Duty. I stopped playing Call of Duty when it was Modern Warfare, and that was back on the 360 days. These are the days when I was playing Battlefield. Same sort of time, and I only played Call of Duty Modern Warfare was for the story. It was a damn good story. It was a militaristic story, and it was really, really good. I didn't play it for the online game. I didn't like it. It wasn't fun. And to be fair, if you're a Battlefield player and you go to Call of Duty, you go, "What do you mean I can't fly the helicopters? What do you mean you can't drive the tanks? Why can't you do those things? Why can't you? Yeah, exactly. So as a Battlefield player, I was always totally confused. Right, okay, the train game. This is a marvel of an idea. I love this idea. I'm going to drink my coffee first though before we push the button for it, because trains and the ZX Spectrum go very much hand in hand. There are plenty of ZX Spectrum train games out there, and they're very sought after because. Amazingly, it's like I guess it's everybody. There's always a fan for something, isn't there? And trains, there is fans for. People love trains. So there's plenty of fans for it, and they go mad for it. One of the other things on my channel that always surprises me is the number of views I have on Thomas the Tank Engine. There's Thomas the Tank Engine game on the Spectrum and on the Commodore 64. I think it was on the Amstrad CPC as well, and it's got so many views. It's ridiculous. I don't know why, but Thomas Tank Engine, very well loved. There's certain things that are iconically British, and I guess the love of trains is one of those things. Right, I'm going to drink the coffee. Hang on. But with such a love of trains, why are we not got a nationalised train service like we used to have, and people can love the trains again like they used to? Anyway, that's an aside. Let's press 1 for the level, and what you got to do is press the letters on the keyboard to keep the trains out of trouble. So, no, he's going to go through there. Where's he coming out? The other side. Where's he coming out? You've got to send them to the train tracks. You see the people at train tracks, we've got to send them to these things. So I've done Q. How do I stop it? Do I press space? Oh, do you press space to stop, and then any other key, that's hold. Enter. Did I crash the train there? I think I did. I'm meant to pick people up the train thing. So I'm meant to go like that, stop, let them load, press enter to move on. J. O. Where the heck's that going to go? Where does that come out? Where does that come out? Up there. Comes out the top right. Okay, we're going past some train tracks here. Hang on. Let's see if we can get some people on the train. Look, here we go. And we are stopped by the train tracks. Can you get on? Then nobody's getting on. Aye. Let's get them that way. Let's go up to that other train track at the top. Hey. And then P. There are people at train track, get on. And then Q. I don't know how you get them to get on the train. That's really annoying, because I managed to get them to move around there properly. But you get the general gist. It's a pretty cool game. You're meant to deliver the people to various train tracky places. I quickly. H quickly. P quickly. Oh, just blew up the train. Press Q, look. I switched the points under the train. I don't know how you pause it though. I mean, I can pause it, but I can't. I don't know how you get people to load on board. You would think that just putting it there would cause them to get on board, wouldn't you? You'd think that would. Space and Enter definitely crashed into it, derailed. It's pretty cool though. Let's see if we can get the other train track to load, because there's another train track as well. Well, let's load that one. This was Micro Mega, I think, who produced this one. One of those sort of, both two sides of the tape, two different sets of tracks. Extremely popular. A game puzzle game that not enough people played, to be honest with you. And of course we've got Atic Atac after that. Hopefully that will work. Hopefully. I say this every time about Atic Atac. Back in the day I was really good at it. Could speed run it and get in and out, collect the necessary keys to get in and out, but I'm not so good nowadays. This is like what's the name of the game? Transport Tycoon, I think it was. I don't know if it was Sid Meier, but there is a version of it, an open Transport Tycoon. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Somebody's done it with new style graphics, and it is amazing. So much more complex track on B, as you can see. And the platforms are where it says the train game. I never realised that. If I press 7, I should get really fast moving trains. Yeah. And there's going to be crashes straight away, I can tell. I'm surprised there hasn't been a crash. There is. B. Well, let's change B. And they all pause. I don't understand why they all pause. I don't know how you load. It's derailed another train there. Just down the bottom there. Pretty tough game, but at the same time, I mean, I guess once you realise what junctions need to be changed and what switches need to be changed, that's pretty good. B's always going to be a problem. Right, okay, let's move on. We've got plenty to see today, plenty to do, lots and lots of exciting things. I shouldn't move away from the microphone though. I might get all. I'll go very quiet if I'm away from the microphone. Move too far away. But crossovers. I was talking about crossovers there. I was saying about crossovers with games. The right crossover has to go with the right game. If you're going to do it, at least do it with the same sort of settings. I mean, I'm gonna heap a little bit of praise on a game that actually started one of its major releases. First major releases is one that you probably don't remember, or if you do remember, you probably don't have the what I would call massively fond memories of it. There was a re-release of Gauntlet back in the day. I'm sure it's called Gauntlet Legacy or something similar. And that was actually by a little company called Arrowhead. Now, Arrowhead is still a little company by the size of many other big titled houses. They've got about 100 members of staff. A Swedish company. They did Gauntlet. And this top-down Gauntlet became the template for what would become Helldivers, a game that was little known. It sold. I bought it back on the PlayStation 4 days. I bought the game. I enjoyed the game. It was extremely entertaining. You played a soldier in a war. I was part of a small group of 4 soldiers fighting a galactic war. The wars sort of organically went, and you landed on planets. You got into a hell pod and you blasted the planet, and you landed on the planet, and then you issued democracy with a machine gun, which is a totalitarian sort of a skit, so similar to that of Starship Troopers. And they've moved on, and they made a 3-dimensional version. I love this loading screen, by the way. It's one of my favourites. It's just for me, it's iconic. It reminds me of sitting in front of an old school sort of telly, one where you tuned it in yourself, a little with that wooden panelling on it to make it match all the old wooden stuff in your house back in the 80s that you had. That panelling that went on the walls. Do you remember that panelling that went on the walls? The little sort of slits in it of cut marks to make it look cool, and it was like wood, but it wasn't wood. It was actually printed wood. It was plasticated and all kinds of stuff. It's just pure 80s love I have for this. And sitting on the floor with my rubber keyed ZX Spectrum, my tape deck playing and loading it in, waiting for it to load so that I could put my hands on the little keyboard and a little rubber keyed Spectrum, and then disconnecting sort of I used to disconnect my recorder and put it to one side so I could just be on the Spectrum, that tiny little rubber keyed Spectrum, pushing the buttons and playing Atic Atac. That just enjoying being in the moment with the game, just enjoying the being the knight, the wizard, the surf, and just enjoying the game. It was great, fantastic game. Anyway, what was I getting at? Oh yes, Arrowhead and Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 has become a massive success this year. It is running a galactic war. There is no particular storyline as such. There's a little introduction at the beginning to tell you what you are, that you're a fascist member of a supposedly democratic society. I know I'm going to be executed for this, but the point is, it's great. You make your own stories, you play with friends. It's a great game. It's really, really well engineered and really well crafted. But they refuse to do crossovers that don't work with their actual world. They're not going to put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles into a world where it's futuristic soldiers fighting on war-torn planets across the galaxy. It doesn't make sense. So they did some crossovers recently. They did one with they've done 2 total, and people don't remember the first one, but they did 2. One was a crossover with what's it called? Oh, it's a Sony game. Oh, I can't remember its name off the top of my head. But the second one was one with Halo, but instead of putting Master Chief into the game, which was utterly ridiculous. I mean, they don't do that. That's not. They don't have cyborgs working for the Helldivers and Super Earth. They have troopers, so they put in the ODST. So, or should I say, they put in the armour of the ODST and slightly rebranded it and did a fantastic job bringing the weaponry in. But they refuse to do that, go that level where that you've got well-known rappers in it running around the battlefield. It just doesn't make sense. And I think that the success of the game, which has been extremely successful, I mean, really successful. I mean, it launched on the Xbox Series X and was one of the most purchased games ever. Again, back to the old Game Pass being a distraction from ownership of games and whatever else is. It's been brilliant. And to be fair, as a player of the game, I really enjoyed playing it. It's been a great sort of thing. It's really good with my friends. I play with my friends, and we enter the battlefield, and old fellas crash their way across it badly and die quite a lot. It's good fun, but it doesn't stop. That for me, that doesn't even fit in AAA category. It might have achieved that status, but it was never a AAA game. It was Sony was selling it as effectively a B game or a C game, even. The ones that the indie people do. Even lower than that. The kind of the non-love for those kind of those. We might make some money from this. Let's get it out there, see whether or not it makes some money. But it's not. the Battlefield type money. They really have to worry. I've been watching influencers and streamers and things recently, and they're not playing Battlefield 6. They're playing Mega Bonk, of all things, which you can see on my channel if you want to have a look at it. They're playing Ball Pit, which is another game that's just come out, and I've just released a video on that as well if you want to look at it. They're playing those games. They're playing £8 or $10 games. The industry is in a bizarre free fall at the moment, and it will continue to be so, because the creativity has been lost. They don't know how to create anymore, and they're betting on the AI bubble to come up with the creativity that they lack, because they basically throw it away and dispose of it on a regular basis, so that they can so that they might make another buck. And I'm not saying they're not making bucks, but those indie developers are really profiting off this. Those smaller developers, the smaller houses with good creative ideas, and they deserve to profit from it. You know, they do deserve profit from it. Anyway, that's an aside. Let's get some coffee in me, and let's play Atic Atac. We need to play this now. Now, if you've got this far in the video and you're new here, hello, welcome. Please feel free to pop in and dive into any of the other What's on the Tapes, because they're all watchable individually. You don't have to watch them at once, so it's one of those things. Right, okay. This has been remade recently. I don't think I've said this, but for the Commodore 64 and the Amstrad CPC, and they've built on the original ideas. But this is the OG. This is the original gangster as such. This is Rare's, one of Rare's greatest games, along with things like Jetpack and others. I love the fact there's like a leopard skin on the floor, or is it bear skin? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, you got food to keep your health up, which is the little turkey. That's your health. It slowly goes up and down. Good game for coming up to Halloween. The creatures sort of spawn all over the place. The doors open randomly. You can throw your axe, as I'm doing here, to kill them. I think I can go through those. Yes. I forgot that I'm going to fall down here, so I fell down a hole. But basically, we can go. Each character can go through certain things. These can be gone through by the surf. The knight obviously goes through. Let's take that. The knight goes through the bookcases. Bookcases? Was it a bookcase? No, it was grandfather clock. And the wizard goes through the bookcases. So it allows you to sort of move around. Now, we've been locked into this strange building, and we're looking for parts of a key that is made up of three or four. Well, it's actually 3 parts, but there is a one part that is utterly useless. So there's made up of 3 parts, and these keys are basically going to not the colour keys, because it's just open doors. But these keys basically allow us to escape from this mansion, the scary sort of house of horrors that we've got ourselves trapped in. Very, very inquisitively trapped in a house of horrors. And there's some other weird and wonderful people in here, like Frankenstein and the Mummy, Satan, Dracula. Yeah, there's a few sort of faces that are in this. Oh yeah, it's nice to pick up that one if I want to pick it up. Let's get that. Let's get some health. I love this game. We've been through that one. Let's go down this one. Let's get some health. That's a great little game. I don't know where I'm going, though. I'm completely lost. I've been going in circles here. I used to be able to finish this really quickly as a kid. I really did. I was quite into it. I was quite a player of. Didn't mean to do that. I'm going to go down a bit more further. Might as well at this point. Let's keep going down. Into the basement. There's Satan. You can hold him back with a cross if you've got it. In fact, I think you can kill him with the cross. It's a very, very sort of topically sort of correct creature. Doors stay open once you've opened them, so technically once you've opened all the green doors, they're all open. Oh, and that hurts you. I forgot about that. The old mushroom. A lovely design. Such a cool looking game. Every time I play this, I'm delighted to play it. It's just a delight. It looks so good. Plays so well. The only real problem with this game is the design of the keyboard layout. It's dreadful. Just a little straight line from Q to T, and then Z is the button that you use for picking stuff up. And you can hold up to 3 items. It looks lovely. Plays brill. Look at that skeleton on the wall there, sort of hanging up. Yes. He'd been very naughty. Just for Frankenstein. If you can take that for Frankenstein, you run to Frankenstein. Frankenstein can be killed, and I've just killed him there. Saw him literally running at me. And he respawns somewhere else. I think that's the general gist of it. Oh, I only wanted the green key. You left that there. Oh, blue key. I think the thing with this game is, though, it's very doable when you do it on the first round because everything's in the same location. Second time you play it, or after you've died a number of times, it changes. The locations change. They're no longer obvious where they are. There's a new well, I'm thinking about indie titles. There's a new indie title out at the moment. Big fan of using GOG, by the way. I do use Steam a lot, but I also use GOG. I like GOG because you can play good old games, because that's what it stands for, GOG. You can play good old games, and there's a place where you can play, for instance, Diablo still. You know, it's still there if you want it. And I know it's Activision. I just hope they don't take much money from it because it's an old game. But yeah, you've got things like Diablo that are there, the full versions that have been re-edited so that they function correctly on a. I'm now just going in circles here. Now functions on modern day hardware. Very much worth a visit to there. I'm just going this way. Let's go that way. Oh no. No. There's a bookcase. That's annoying. Me just whizzing around here. I'm very much not making any progress here. But yeah, it's a great place to sort of see sort of new games. But there's a new Diablo style survivors game. So this is like Vampire Survivors. I'm a big fan of those games. I think they're perfectly casual, and that there's something wonderful about things that are so casual in their format and their sort of way that you play them. They're just very easy to get on with, very easy to sort of sit down, enjoy, get 20 minutes out of play. I mean, and that's the problem. The older you get and the busier you are, these are the kind of things you want. I can't remember. What is that, by the way, people? I can never work it out. I always thought it looked like a bottle with a rag hanging out on top of it, but I don't think it is. What is it? What's that green? What is that green item? Somebody tell me in the comments. I have no idea what it is. You can pick it up and carry it around, but I'm not sure who it's for. What is it? It's so confusing. The good old sort of punking on the wall there type thing. I've got a game to play for or an indie title to play for Halloween. I'm going to get into that. I've got a game called The Kiosk. I'm quite looking forward to another indie title styled like a PlayStation 1 game about working in a fast food joint, but all is not as it seems. And that's a fantastic concept. PlayStation 1 graphics and a fast food joint. Your boss is probably Donald Trump. Yeah, that's another thing as well. What's that? Is that a backbone or is that a whip? I have no idea. Some weird things in this game. Yeah, that thing there. Whatever the heck it is, I have no idea what it is. None at all. I'm just whizzing around in circles here. All right, let's have enough. That's enough circles. Let's see if there's anything else on the tape. Let's go for it. And we've got one more to go, which is Zoom. And the thing about yes, one thing I know about Zoom is that there are many versions of this, or many sort of releases of it. One is a cardboard box, which is slightly larger. Then there's ones where they sort of almost printed them from like a sort of photocopied print of them. So you got those as well that came out. It's just black and white on some colours. And then you've got to top it all off, because there's nothing wrong with topping it all off. Then you've got the gold versions they did. I mean, don't know why Imagine did the gold versions, but there are people out there who are actively seeking the gold versions of these things. There's gold versions of those. And is it Core as well? Encore did some as well, some gold tapes. People are very much into these gold tapes. They'll pay more for the gold tape. It's like Pokemon trading cards, I guess. I didn't even know that was a thing, by the way. I was no idea about that. But I guess it is. Everybody has a thing, don't they? Everybody has a collection thing. I mean, as I've said previously, or maybe not said particularly, I like collecting things. I like collecting Spectrum games. I like collecting consoles that I like collecting for. So I've got a few more that are in, and I really need to do a pickups video for you, because we're going to do them separately. As I said before, it'll be called "What's in the Wild." And we'll see. Oh, hang on, there might be something else on this as well. It says Match Point on the other side, and it says Survival. Ooh, right, okay. Let's see whether this loads or not. So, yeah, we need to do What's in the Wild. That definitely needs to happen. Zoom. It's a nice photocopy. We'll love a bit of photocopying. Back in the day, a lovely bit of photocopying. Amazing. Now it's stuck together. For any 48K ZX Sinclair Spectrum, for anyone, could be anyone that's out there. Because of course there was the Plus, wasn't there? There was the 48K Plus, that came out as well. Do you remember that? Got one of those. Found one of them in the wild, of all places. I actually found one in a charity shop, and that was just this year. And I was quite amazed that we found one in a charity shop. It doesn't happen very often, but it was complete. And it had all the polys and all the bits and pieces went with it. And I'm like, oh my God, there's still stuff to be found. It's not all disappeared into collectors' collections. The people, the caretakers of history, that's us. Caretakers of history. Give us a fancy name or something like that. The gatekeepers. Zool. Oh, good old Ghostbusters. Brilliant movie. Brilliant movies. I quite enjoyed the second one, actually. I'll be honest. I might be in the Vigo the Destroyer, wasn't it? Or whatever it is. I rather like that one. I'll be honest. It was kind of enjoyed that one. It's definitely going to load. It's going to load. It's going to happen. Come on. No. I can hear a lot of echo on this. It will happen though, because if it doesn't, we'll be loading it on PlayZX. Oh! You're making my life difficult. Not too difficult, but difficult enough. My God. My God, it's full of stars. What Dave said, didn't he? When he saw the end of time after Hal tried to kill him. 2001. Space Odyssey. I watched the second one again, 2010. And by the way, how disappointing. 2010's been and gone, and we're not going to Jupiter. Jupiter? Was it Jupiter? Yeah, it was Jupiter, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. We'll let that run for a second. No, it's really not working, is it? Right, okay, let's rewind that. Right, I think we're going to get on PlayZX and we'll get that on there. Hang on a second. Oh, God. Destructions are on the floor. I've destroyed it all. It's on the floor. Okay, let's get PlayZX on the case. This will definitely work. No, I rewatched to 2010. I'm very disappointed when first off we're not there, but second off, what a cool movie it was. Actually, it was almost apt. It was kind of isn't this funny how we kind of used to be once upon a time that movies sort of emulated or mirrored things they wanted to sort of wanted to influence things, right? So they kind of mirrored the world as it was. In 2010, the story is basically, and I'm not trying not to ruin it for you, but I'll be honest, if you've not seen it, I'm surprised, and second off, you should see it. But in that particular movie, it's the tensions between Russia and the United States, and how mankind really needed to work together. There was more planets provided for them as part of the whole thing. It was kind of cool. It was a cool movie. Right, I've got it. Let's press the play button. Let's go for it. Hopefully, it won't do its little thing where. And mind you saying that, I don't think the screen locked the last time I looked at this, so we'll see whether it locks in a second, because that's usually what happens. It usually locks after a few seconds. Oh, maybe it's going to stay open now. Maybe they've updated the app again. That's good news. Very good news. So, but yeah, that was 2010, and I quite liked 2010. It was quite a good movie. It wasn't as good as the first one. The first one was like out there as such, but the second one was more grounded. But to be fair, when you watch movies and you feel like they hold up, it's a bit like watching the original Alien from the 1979 movie. The original Alien, if you look at the way the styling, the physical effects that they provided, it does hold up. It isn't poorly edited. It looks great. Some movies they're dreadful. They don't. The graphics and the effects are really easy to see. Some it's almost invisible because of the quality of all things. The Aliens movies they really do hold up for most of the way through. And even with the arrival of CGI, which by the way massively overused from about 95 onwards, we did from Independence Day to other things, but Independence Day mixed physical and CGI, but we had a raft of crap in the middle where it was too much CGI. I think that's what we're getting with AI at the moment as well. Raft of AI in the middle. Hopefully we'll just grow out of it and just use what we really need. That's what we can only hope for. But there was some good stuff back then. There's some really good films that hold up. I still think Star Wars does. I still think Star Wars looks great for the original New Hope and of course Empire Strikes Back. Even the Return of the Jedi, I think they hold up, physically as effects wise in the long run. What doesn't hold up so well is probably where the budgets were smaller and they weren't being made as films. So, for instance, the example here I've got in my head is the original Star Trek. It's good for the time, but it doesn't really hold up as well, especially as they grew on the idea as it got older. So when the Next Generation turned up, and we had the next gen sort of turning up with more impressive ships, and the older stuff didn't hold up quite as well. And then when you do really weird things like going back in time, like they have down at the moment with the new Paramount stuff, but the ships look way better than they did in the original thing. I mean, even oh no, it's Dam Busters. Sorry, I thought it was Star Wars. Yeah, sorry. Very bad from me there, of just sort of pushing the buttons. Right, okay. Keyboard. I can't remember the keys. I've got the keys here, probably written down these pieces of paper. What's the keys? The keys are. There's B left and right. B's. B. Left is. V. All right. Okay. What's left and right? What's right? V B. 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 I think I've got them. Up and down is A. Q. SP fire. I think I've got these controls. Missiles enter. Right. Okay. Let's try it. Okay. Enter for the option. Right. I think I've got the controls. That's up and down. Yep. That's left and right. That's up. That's down. That's fire. Okay, so we are here to destroy these guys and protect the little survivors who appear at the bottom of the screen. So we got little, and not get shot at the same time by missiles. Just taking it. We drive a little tank on the ground, which I just think is quite a cool game, actually. I'll be honest, it's really cool. So we've got shields, and we've got to protect the little survivors along the bottom there. So there's the survivors there. I don't know if they just walk off the edge of the screen. I can't remember. I think they just mill about on the road for some reason. Don't know why they mill about on the road, but they do. So I've got the controls. If you point too far down, you kill yourself, which is really weird. So it's condition red at the moment. So we're trying very hard to destroy as many planes as possible and protect our little friends on the road there. Do not walk through that, you idiot. There's a little scanner at the bottom there that we've got. And we've been hit by one. I've been hit by one. I love the way they wave at you. Hello, I'm here. Yeah, so we've got a little... Yeah, it's cool. This is a great little shoot 'em up. This is so... I'm genuinely... I know... I think a lot of people have played it, but it's really underrated. It's a bit like Zip Zap. I quite like Zip Zap. Zip Zap's a great game. I remember getting Zip Zap. Zip Zap's the one with the Star Wars music on it. So I quite like Zip Zap as well. Imagine was one of those companies that these were your EA of old. They were the ones with the Ferraris, and they. To be fair, they did push out some good games. I'll give them that. But they also pushed out games that never existed or never happened. They were very hot on hype, spent a lot of money, and then ultimately went bust. I mean, that was rags to riches to rags again type scenario. Realistically, they didn't do themselves any justice. The levels are quite long. The shooting parts are quite long as well. So, yeah, keep crashing into me. Keep dive bombing me. Yep, keep diving bombing me. Condition yellow. I think we're almost there. Condition green. It'll go into autopilot in a minute. That's the usual thing. Goes into autopilot. Look at them all waving. Autopilot engaged. Moving on to a new section to destroy things. Computing my bonus. I love the way, by the way, the number of attacks has started at 1. But there's clearly a possibility of doing 999,999 attacks by the looks of things before it breaks. I wonder if anybody's ever done that. One of these, games to try to actually get the way through it. Oh, we got condition red again. So is it M for missiles or something like that? There's missiles as well that you fire. I can't remember how you do that. Pretty sure I don't know how. Oh no, he's been blown up. He's dead. See him explode. It really dies well as well. It's cool graphics, that. It's a brilliant little bit of gaming. Yes. Yeah, I was a big fan of Zip Zap. Played it a lot as a kid. To be fair, I played all the games I had a lot as a kid. There was no skimping. There was no sort of, there wasn't, the one thing, you get a bit older and you get a bit of disposable income. The one thing about being a kid, you didn't have that. You had pocket money, and it was at maximum level. So you could buy a game, and that usually had to be the best game possible. Come on. Waiting for this one to come flying through. And shut down its missile. My shield's quite low, but we're all good. There we go. This one here. Come on, come get me. Come get me. Yes. Oh, I blew up one of my little dudes. You can shoot yourself, actually, to be honest with you. Oh, I'm getting hit by one. Here they go. Here they go. I've been hit by it. Oh. That's absolutely dive bombing me now. Come on. Let's get him. Yes. That's a good game. It really is. Took me a while as a kid to get, you know, even as an adult replaying this. But every time it comes up, I you know, and I get ready in, get my eye in, as I say. I think are we there? Condition has got to be almost. Yes. Condition yellow. We are almost. Oh, what have I done? Paused it. We're almost there. The little dude just wandering around, aimlessly wandering around. I mean, look at that. Look at this. Look at the pixels on this. Those pixels there, basically, it's just a bare minimum, and it works. And you know it's a little dude wandering around aimlessly on the whole thing. It's calculating my bonus. I think we're on a new stage now. I think. Fingers crossed. I've got my refugees being saved. 31 of them. Autopilot is engaged at the moment. Until I get deployed in my new location. And we're missiles armed. I don't know how you fire the missiles though. Oh, it's K. Right, okay. K's for missiles. This is going to be interesting. Oh, that's right. The tank's going over the hill. There's a tank going over the hill. Oh my god. I've shot human. Yeah, I can't point downwards. That's why I need the missiles. I forget about this. It's missile time. Missiles also kill my little dudes. Oh my god, tanks. Oh my god, I killed loads of dudes. No, more tanks. Yes, missiles. Not for the win. I killed my little refugees. My god. Just, oh, this is not going well. Or it doesn't feel like it. Oh, don't kill him. I like the use of the colours though on this one as well. Very, very arcadey. Condition red. Been through 2 attacks. It's unreal. Wow. It's a good game. Great game. Proper shoot 'em up. Love shoot 'em up. Shoot 'em ups are one of those wonderful things of old that we all should love. If you were brought up in this generation, you definitely played shoot 'em ups. One of my favourites though is definitely the Sega arcade conversion, SDI, where you play a little satellite, but you also guide its gun equipment. Again, Cold War stuff. You know, stop the Soviet missiles striking your bases, and that's basically what it's about. But it's a really cool game. It's a really good looking shoot 'em up, and it plays really well on the Spectrum. And many other things, to be honest with you. Surprised it didn't get more love back in the day. I think it's because it's quite a complex idea. You move the satellite, then you have to hold the satellite in position while you shoot the laser, which kind of can be guided around a bit like this. I think we've done it. We've definitely done it. Yes. Right, I'm going to move on though. See if we can find anything else on the other side of tape. We could play that for ages. I could play that forever, but we won't. We'll move on. We'll see if there's anything on the other side. I don't think there will be, but there was a suggestion that what was it? Match Point, which was a Sinclair Spectrum release. I might even have it close by. I still think Horizons was one of the best tapes that you could get with the whole thing. When I got my original Spectrum, I actually loaded the... No, this doesn't sound good. It's not even picking that up. That's so quiet, it can't do it. No, it's so quiet, there's nothing there. But I still think that was really good, because when you got Horizons back in the day... Match Point, yeah, it just says it's dead. I think we can fairly surmise that one's dead. But when I got Horizons back in the day, it was great because you could load up the instructions on how to work your Spectrum. You know, it had just basic instructions of load it to get it on. You loaded it, and you could load through various things. And it's how I'd sort of learnt Basic initially when I was a kid. The instructions for you learning Basic were very much involved in, I'd be writing it down as well, and it was very much involved in learning Basic from the Horizons first side of the tape, and then the second side had examples of how that Basic could be used in real terms, from the Foxes and Rabbits life sort of generation thing, the what else we have, Through the Wall, which was fantastic. That was a good example of how you could use peeks and pokes to access machine level coding. It was a great thing. At some point we should probably actually load that. But anyway, that's What's on the Tape over. Please feel free to like and subscribe. There is plenty of other exciting things to watch on the old What's on the Tape. There's plenty of history there. It goes back significant numbers of videos. Please feel free to dig into those. Subscribe, like. There's a new thing now. You can hype. How about that? How about some hype? Maybe. I don't know. It's average content, so maybe not. Anyway, I'll see you soon. I'll be back next week with another What's on the Tape.